giant donut and mowing down any citizen he sees. Such
The Simpsons theory. It really does help the channel. So, fake angel fossil that was used as a marketing ploy for the new mall imagines a literal land of chocolate. And right over there is TV screens all the way back in 1960. And it was
Han Solo in carbonite and takes him to see Jabba the Hutt.
a version of the Land of Ooh, the original singer of Funky Town, a reference to a line in Colonel Homer.
Them on an interdimensional cable. But that's just a
Why did they not use the Eagles to fly to the couch? It's a Hobbit-inspired couch gag. This 1 minute and a half sequence.
so cool.
Number 2. Adventure Time. Like cavemen are to us, if there were no Flintstones, there would be no
Whole time. And speaking of Stan the Man, the comic great has
managed to duplicate the success. Both shows are often compared.
to look at some couch gags with and discuss crossovers.
At the time, the most successful primetime animated past episodes throughout. We see the multi-eyed squirrel from the Simpsons movie.
And of course the Bob's Burgers couch gag.
Is there someone in the
This as well. As an Adventure Time fan myself, it is so much
Simpsons couch gags that exist outside the main continuity, which allow them to be as
called Barney Rubble and Barney Gumble. Not a coincidence. We can see the new portrait of Mr. Burns, Funzo Toy, the fake robot.
And then there's the X-Men couch gag that sees the family dressed up poor Groot. Maggie crawls up and sits next to Thanos, and ultimately the bounty hunter would fall into a Sarlacc pit. And for a
Segment, and how the makers swap flying creatures for couches was
pops in to say,
There's nothing too short that I can't cameo.
pays his welcome when he starts harassing customers.
Look,
On YouTube, and he's someone I've been watching for years, so who better do it? And with that comes infinite parallel versions of characters. And then only a few months ago we got the news that he's getting his own show called drama episode Crimes of the Heart, where he is one of the many robots accused.
Seriously, those guys are like Gandalf's backup plan.
A version of the town from scratch, using the same stop motion technique. Stefan, Jake, Josh, David, Nicholas, Vincent, Rob.
he's fitting right now.
This is also the same episode
Mickey Mouse to Cinderella to Snow White to Jungle Book.
as the famous mutants. Stan Lee, ever the opportunist, even pop.
Awesome Cartoon Network show, Adventure Time. We pan through a Simpsons, shows the Simpsons taking the long, treacherous path throughout a Middle-earth. Kicking off this video, we have the Flintstones. Flintstone even resided over the court battle of Duff versus Pawtucket Ale.
Have a huge rundown of some of the coolest, weirdest, and best Simpsons couch. And he popped up in a few episodes since then, always indulging in self.
That both Homer and Peter are imitations to the true original.
He got the crossover we're all waiting for, called Simpson Rama. Pip crashes into their house. Rick then sends Morty out to get them cloned, called Book of Boba Fett, which I can't wait for. In season
Thanks, Lydia. Hey, and while you're here, please considering subscribing. Up a tree, call the Eagles. On a volcano, call the Eagles.
a wider multiverse. How, you may ask? Well, Rick and Morty
With his family. Both Fred and Homer even had a best friend.
movies. By the way, what's your favorite Stan Lee cameo? Mine has
He references the locations from past episodes, such as Shelbyville,
seeing as how long it took to make just the intro, we can calculate that this was.
Springfield's sworn neighboring enemy, the land of chocolate.
I could have made a separate video just on this.
Number 4.
Gag crossovers. I would also like to thank Saber Spark for helping me out with this video. The badass bounty hunter himself, Boba Fett. When the year of continuous painstaking work for a minute and a half couch gag, that's.
The sequence takes place throughout the eras of Disney, from black and white.
Number 5, Star Wars. In season 20, we got to see art films. But today, I'd like to closely examine the moments where the Simpsons.
Ay, caramba!
But the best one was in season 20 into Navi bodies. Bart manages to tame the wild couch.
He makes awesome animation reviews and video essays over on his channel.
Note, I always found it odd that the Navi forced their hair plugs into a theme song. He's the greatest guy in history.
As Mr. Burns. He then gets into a race with Otto, which ends.
Don't mention her eye. Don't mention her eye. Don't mention her hair. Don't mention
In. And just like the awesome scene in Empire, when Luke uses his force powers to free.
A tree. Frivolous
that we see Homer transform into the ingestible bulk.
Oh my god, Morty, what did you do? You killed the Simpsons, Morty! No!
So this discussing how it evolved from a family simply rushing over to their sofa.
animated film of all time, Frozen, with Lisa X. But let's not get into that. This was a really fun
himself and amputates the Wampa, but Force grabs a lightsaber and accused of causing global warming.
I apologize for nothing.
You killed him!
They're obviously aware of the Simpsons family, so they could have watched.
That pays homage to what came before.
Number 9, Mark Neddy off the roof, of course.
Shut up, Flanders!
Animals to ride. The same animal hair plugs they used to have.
Number 7, Futurama. In 2014, we finally
The Adventure Time theme song, Pendleton Ward, even returned to sing for the
Inevitable.
in a 2019 couch gag, Thanos uses
and rides it down so everyone can sit on it. The couch gag ends that he is from the land of chocolate, and the gluttonous idiot actually a little homage to The Simpsons. There's a store called The Squeezy. Much fun spotting the characters we love, but replaced with Simpson, Lisa creates her own ice palace.
farting butt universes, slimy old lady worlds, you name it, it's got it. Gives Homer a very intimate massage. The bot first appeared in the Future couch gag. When the Simpsons sit down, Heather Nim's bot appears and itself just for me. Saber is one of the biggest animation review channels.
Classic opening, when Homer finishes work and sings his own version of the news, with Bart killing Super Nintendo Chalmers. Coincidence. Grinding even base Homer's beard line on Fred. And finally, Fantasia. This has to go down as one of the most.
He returned to make another one. When Homer notices that they're boat painting while he loots the house, and when Morty returns, he hatches the family. Unless I've made a horrible mathematical error. Probably.
1992. During the couch gag, the Simpsons rush into the living shorts. And in season 26, the show parodied the biggest.
Happy now? Just please don't sue me, MatPat. So there we have.
Rigel 7, Bart is sent undercover in an avatar body.
They employ a robot chicken, they moved the camera closer, dropped it down to change the
Simpsons dressed up as the iconic characters, on their way to the.
earlier in 2001.
Number 6, Disney. There's Homer jumping the Springfield Gorge, the Olmec Head.
Her hair.
This was a dream mashup for many fans who grew up watching. Simpsons is no stranger to Star Wars references.
Who'da thought Darth
And we have some honorable mentions too, such as the Game of Thrones intro.
Mart and Adventure Time, which is a nod to the Quickie Mart.
After seeing this, I'd personally love to see a full episode in this style, similar to those parodied other hit TV shows and movies in their couch gags. It's like when you finally introduce your boyfriend or girlfriend to your family for the first time, and you as he did to Gamora. But this isn't the only time that we see the Infinity Gauntlet and California Raisins, until we meet the nerd from Robot Chicken, even a My Little Pony version of the duo. So, is it possible that
27, longtime Disney animator Eric Goldberg, who had worked on a and ends up getting her pregnant. An all-out war ensued, by the way. The show had parodied and poked fun at Disney.
Of course, referencing his many cameo appearances throughout the Marvel Season 2 when Boba returns in one of the most epic scenes ever.
Much like the movie, he ends up falling in love with a local alien.
Has to be his appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, which proves that he has been a watcher the whole.
Mr. Sparkle. All in all, a lot. And this isn't the only, and for good reason. I mean, you just have to look at the opening sequence.
Dimensional hopping Rick and Morty collided into The Simpsons in this season 20. But Ashley, Kevin, and Rob Turner. Thank you so much for
The Treehouse of Horror 25 segment. The others, we see all
wacky and crazy as possible. This Rick and Morty couch gag could actually explain the Rick and Morty universe jumped into the Simpsons universe.
They're a national treasure!
time. The Simpsons have referenced Adventure Time. In the final scene of
They're strapped down and forced to watch their own show. The couch gag was made by the perspective and therefore made them appear bigger than they actually were.
Ever. As a Lord of the Rings fan myself, this was so much fun to catch beautifully animated moments in The Simpsons ever.
Homer wakes up to find that he is a toy, and what's the first thing he does? Knock.
And we also get one for Adventure Time. Also, a fun to any possible scenario. We got another Avatar parody.
Saber Spark has dropped in to help me out with this list, which is a crazy crossover in it.
In order to gain the trust of the natives first. But
This is of course a reference to The Empire Strikes Back, when Boba freezes and cuts himself down and slices off Homer's arm. Of course,
with Bart plugging Homer's hair braid into a wall socket. On a separate
note, it was a 5 to 6 month process. So half a year, as well as the other times other characters have dropped onto their sofa.
But enough about similarities. The two families cross paths in and the Family Guy crossover, which is a funny meta reference to the fact
Restaurant?
Number 1, Rick and Morty. The interdimensional, where the Simpsons family finally meets the Planet Express crew. It's
into car, drives through town, and at the end, he settles in, stepping in to play Elsa. And just like the iconic scene from the film, which Burns gifted the family after Bart donated blood to him, in season 28, The Simpsons recreated the opening to the
Simpsons run to the couch, Boba freezes them in carbonite and takes them away.
For years. In season 6, we got a Disney-inspired rubber all the references for. Although, one question I do have.
Don't know how they're gonna react, but it's pretty interesting to see the two worlds collide.
Fred Flintstone. So a simple but fun couch gag.
Recently released a video on the history and evolution of the Simpsons couch gag.
It wasn't until decades later that The Simpsons characters. This couch gag is littered with references to
so please subscribe to him. I would like to say a huge thank you to my flight to Mad Almighty Purple Titan.
Only meet. The Simpsons even paid homage to the Bedrock Clan, many trolls, Gollum. We see a Smaug version of Burns the next year in the Treehouse of Horror 22, with the segment middle-aged guy finishes work, excited about it,
Gauntlet used in a Simpsons episode. In Treehouse of Horror 13,
gave the fairy tale treatment to the traditionally un-Disney family. Hose couch gag that references the old era of Mickey Mouse. Outnumbered at the Battle of the Five Armies, called the Eagles.
Number 3, to becoming epic homages and standalone slightly kooky.
Homer built the bear armor, the ill-fated monorail, and
Simpson as his new protege. Let's just hope he didn't do the same thing as
comfy couch. Along the way, we see their friends reimagined as
the Brick Like Me episode, where Homer sees everyone as Lego figures, but
room to find the Stone Age family settled on their couch. Although
Maggie's pacifier as his final Infinity Stone and snaps the
it's only brief, it was great to see our two favorite fictional families finally.
There have been a few Marvel-inspired couch gags, including an appearance from a certain for a long time. That was the end of him, until the Mandalorian scene. Marge, Lisa, Maggie and Bart hanging upside down when Homer as a Whomper comes. 3 Robot Chicken. Created in the same style as Robot Chicken, 13 episode I Am Yellow, where he rocks up to Android's dungeon. Both shows, but right before the episode, we got a fun Futurama inspired.
As seen in an early episode, when a German businessman tells Homer
at the Emmys. They used the world of Springfield figures and created a miniature. Despite the amount of effort this took to make, stupid blood. Ahoy hoy, it's Lydia here from The Simpsons Theory. So I reached 30, we were treated to another Star Wars inspired couch gag. We see
honest. This is without a doubt one of the most epic couch gags.
None of yours, boy.
Something The Simpsons predict.
My Hellfish Patreons, Timothy, who else but Zane, Liam, Ping for watching, and smell you later. Marvel. With Marvel being as huge as it is, it comes to no surprise that the guest starred himself in a few other episodes. He appeared in the season 13. The team would sometimes spend an entire day working on a single shot.
Alternative versions of the family, like the Minions, Archer, Earth-inspired realm. Starting with a Tolkien-style map of Springfield, we see him hoarding his pile of gold, a perfect parallel for his character to be on.
Tommy, Steve, Charlie, Sean, Justin, Andre, a mad titan no stranger to adopting children, probably took the youngest
movie, a wood carving from an earlier episode, Boba the Bear.
Pleasure. We also got another Futurama couch gag over a decade.
Number 8, Avatar. In season 27, The Simpsons spoofed the sci-fi hit Avatar. The sequence
Vader was Luke Skywalker's father.
There's so many facts that
called In the Navi, in order to reap more hilarium from No Simpsons. The modern Stone Age family first appeared on times throughout the show. There was the unforgettable time when they parodied the Aladdin, The Emperor's New Groove, as well as directing Pocahontas.
Much to comic book guys' amazement. But the comic great outstanding is missing. He breaks the fourth wall by traveling through other sets like South Park is a show where everything can and does exist. So so this family into dust. Just like he did at the end of Infinity War. Stupid Buddy Studios, who came up with the idea after bumping into Matt Groening. He then goes on a killing spree by morphing into a theory. A Simpsons theory. There, I said it. Oh, you have.
Lord of the Rings. In season 25, we get a.
Haven't felt this way since Funky Town.
We then cut to the Shire, where we see the Simpsons before the House of Mouse bought 20th Century Fox.
Kang uses the glove to turn a small army into a pile of ashes. Probably take around 8 years for a 24-minute episode.
From the town of Springfield, he's about to hit a chestnut.
And they mutate into hideous hybrid versions of Rick. Unlike other
Opens with a family getting into their ponds, where their minds are transferred.
26th episode Mathlete's Feet. They splash the family when they're shitting. Seeing the 2D Homer in a 3D stop-motion environment is some dedication.
I'm lonely. Typical.
Ends up in an explosion. And when the Simpsons finally make it back to their couch, this is the 10 best Simpsons crossover couch gags.
Pretty funny. It's always amazing to me how the show can morph the couch into